Welcome to Season 7 of the Queer Consciousness Podcast. I'm Kit Sargent, and my pronouns are they, them.
And I'm Jess Grace Garcia, and my pronouns are they, them. We're just humans wanting to share the lived experience of other humans.
This season, we're talking about all things sex. We want to have deep, heart-led conversations as we unpack what sex means to us and why it's so important to talk about it.
This is a season of unlearning, relearning, and sharing about a topic that is still considered taboo.
Because at the end of the day, we are all spiritual, sexual beings having a human experience, walking each other home.
That was great.
Yeah, and that was a good balance between all of us, too, in terms of talking.
Yeah, for sure. What was one of your biggest takeaways?
One of my biggest takeaways, that's a good question. That I think that, like, when you start to pursue knowledge around and deconstruction, right? That along with that, it's not a linear experience, right? Like we kind of experience it, and then we take breaks, and then we dive again, and we dive again, and like it sounds like, I don't know if it was her 8, but it sounds like she did a really deep dive all at once. Like that she had, like, you know, sex at 32. I mean, like in 2016, that was 10 years ago, she said she found queer community at that time too. Yeah. She found, like, there's all of these things that seem to happen around that time frame. And that there's no right way to do it. Like, for me, my experience was very kind of slow. Yeah. And for her, it sounds like she just dove right in. Now she's a freaking educator around that, and I just think that is beautiful. And sometimes I get nervous when people dive right in, because I worry that they want to rush their learning. But apparently it's very possible to dive hard into something and still take your time afterwards to, like, kind of grow and learn. And that was kind of my, like, you know, off the cuff, you know, feel from her that I really liked. And I felt like I learned from her in that way.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No, that was really cool. I also liked how, like, my biggest takeaway was the fact that, like, she even admitted to wanting to, like, break the gender norms. Like, the fact that her husband is a 2 and she's an 8. And normally it's, like, well, societally speaking, it's usually the reverse, where you have, like, the soft receiving 2 helper woman, whereas you have the very driven, oriented, outward spoken 8 of a man. And both her and her husband are like, no, it doesn't feel right to either of us.
I also feel like, because of the way society pushes us to be that way, in a classic sense, is more damaging to the woman.
Oh yeah.
And so it's beautiful to see the opposite in their relationship and know that, like, it's actually been a really liberating experience for both of them in different ways.
Yeah, for sure.
That's cool.
Sure. Yeah, I really liked it. Like, and I know I said this in the episode, but it's always fun for me to come into somebody completely blind, where I really don't have a ton of knowledge about who they are or what they do. But as we got to talking, and as AnaYelsi was sharing with us, like, I could see where the social justice work came in. I could see how her lived experience has really shaped how she approaches, especially, like, queer liberation work, because of the fact that, like, she went out seeking queer community. Like, she's like, no, I want to know these people. Like, I legitimately want to have them in some capacity in my life as my chosen family. And the fact that, like, she has a godson who has 2 dads, like the Richards. Like, that was so adorable. I was like,
I so much wanted to say the Dicks.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, you're gay men with the same Richard. I don't know if you're white.
Either that, or like but the funny thing is, I'm like, either that or the Rickies. The Rickies would have been cute.
The Rickies. That's what I was going to say. If they were white, they'd be the Dicks. If they were Hispanic, they'd be the Rickies. Because that's what my dad's nickname was, because he's Richard. Yeah. So his nickname was Ricky.
Right. So I was like, that's
funny.
It's so cute and so adorable. But I'm like, the fact that you went out searching for a queer community to learn, and then just the sheer amount of, like, gung-ho-ness that you went at her own deconstruction and decolonization. Yeah. I was like, wow, especially given her history of like growing up in the system.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and it's probably because she had to do healing from the system.
right.
Like for me, I wasn't able to figure out my gender queerness till my 30s because I had so much healing I had to do around purity culture and faith and stuff. And so like surprisingly, my gender exploration happened during my continued faith deconstruction.
Yep.
You know, the like, okay, my long break is done, let's go back.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's, you know, it's not surprising to me at least because I've had in the last 7 years of living in LA, I was 32, just like she was 32. She had sex for the first time. I was 32 when I like entered this whole new world that changed so much for me. I think our 30s are more formative than we realize, especially for those of us that are deconstructed because we spent our 20s trying to like catch up.
This podcast is hosted by me, Kit Sargent, co-hosted and produced by Jess Grace Garcia of Springwood Productions, and the theme music is by Brian Smith of Holy Holy Music Productions. If you could do us a huge favor and please like, follow, comment, share, do all of the things on all of the socials. You can follow the podcast on Instagram @_queer.consciousness for all the latest episodes as well as any other exciting news. When you're listening on Spotify, please leave a 5-star rating and use the comment box for anything you'd like us to talk about. When you're listening to Apple Podcasts, please leave a comment and a 5-star rating. If you'd like to be on the podcast, send a message to queerconsciousnesspod@gmail.com. If you'd like to support the podcast, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/queerconsciousnesspodcast. We are trying to grow as organically as possible, and this helps other like-minded people who want to empower and encourage others on their journey. So until next time, remember to stand in your truth and know that you are worthy, just as you are. Hey friend, just wanted to take a quick second to remind you that if you or someone you know is struggling and don't know where to turn, the trained volunteers at the LGBT National Hotline are here to help. Because sometimes the strongest thing to do is to ask for help. The National Hotline phone number is 888-843-4564. And if you want to check out the other things that they have available for them to help you with, you can check out the lgbthotline.org in order to be able to see all of the services that they offer in order to help our community.